Hey everyone, Miacidae here. Welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So, today the plan is to go into the Warrens. It's a long dungeon, so hopefully we get through this. It might be a little rough, but we'll see what we can do. Plan is to go in there for the Bloody Tears for the Forlorn. It ups the bleed amount on all of his ranged skills by 50% while lowering the duration by 33%, and also lowers the bleed amount on all bleeds melee skills by 20 amount. And it also lowers the bleed amount on melee skills by 20%. So it has some massive trade-offs for a really good AoE gain, essentially. It's a trinket I really like. It also gives us some heirlooms, which is going to be really handy. So we're going to go in with a somewhat vicious team and hope I can wreck everything, essentially. Our Falconer, whose name I can't pronounce, is going to be dancing with McBain the Ripperkin, using flank gouge, using damage versus bleeding mainly here. Also, heavy reposition when it's available. She has the Brawler's Gloves, so when she's in rank 1, she gets plus 10 crit. When she's in rank 2, she gets just plus 2 damage. Both are amazing. And then she has the Warrior's Bracer, so she gets plus 1 damage on melee skills, which, believe it or not, gouge is a melee skill. We then have McBain the Ripperkin, who's going to be using mainly Blood as Fuel if she's in rank 1. It's a heavy damage, also with heavy bleed on it. Bloody Gust if she's in rank 2, doing a heavy AoE bleed. All of this is melee skills, or if I want to go forward, we have Rip and Tear. I also can get a free action for sacrificing like 45% of her max health. That is a debuff, so it goes away eventually, but it is a heavy sacrifice. For trinkets, we have the Sharpening Stone, so she gets plus 10% damage on all of her melee skills. All of these are melee. The only non-melee she has is Day of Ruin, and then plus 20% bleed chance. And then we also got the surgical gloves back, so we have plus 5 accuracy and plus 8 crit on melee skills. We're then going to be using our new Duchess, Viville, once again going into beast mode a lot of the time, so we're mainly only going to be using Thirst for Power, which is a bleed 3 for 3, and then since we're going to be using Beast Form, versus bleeding or on bleeding hit, we'll give her a buff for plus 15% damage and 10 protection, and then Crimson Downpour to up the bleeding amount they receive, also doing a little bit of a bleeding on the back 3 rows. And we have the Bleeding Amulet on her to up bleeding amount that she does, just because, you know, she's doing a lot of bleeding, and then Nobusuma's Glare just to get the accuracy so these two land. Then we have Card, the Houndmaster, just a bunch of accuracy trinkets on him, so he gets plus 12 accuracy between the Archer's Ring and the Accuracy Stone. That way I can spam Hound's Harry at a 97 accuracy instead of an 85, and that will set a bleed on them so we can do plus damage with the everything else. That's kind of the plan. Let's get to it. And then, due to a few mishaps today, I'm going to leave them as mishaps for now. Actually, I might explain them a little bit later. I might sound a little bit different. I had to adjust some mic settings because originally I was going to start using a different mic today that I had got, and the mic didn't. The mic works. The mic arm that I needed for the mic, because it's so heavy, didn't work. And I need to return that. And the mic doesn't fit on my old mic arm. So I had taken down my old mic entirely to put the new one up because I didn't have the space. And, yeah. That was the thing. Ooh, might have a boss down there. I'm going to go up to this curio here. That's nothing. Then we'll go this way. So, I had to, in haste... We'll come back to this. I'm not gonna... We'll see what these are first. But yeah, so in my haste of getting everything up and running again, I just didn't feel like putting everything, like filters and everything I had on my normal mic that I had been using. So like the wind filter and stuff like that isn't on there. Not sure how much of a difference that makes. So I'm not sure if I sound any different. I was able to get in a better position, I feel like, but eh. So that's why I might sound different now. I might sound different in the next few days because I do have a new mic sitting around that I would really like to use. I just can't right now because, you know, it is too heavy to hold for 50 plus minutes straight. and I'm too uncoordinated to do that. And then this mic, you know, has the things not on it. Which I should put on it because I did invest in them, but I'm just being lazy right now. Thirst for power. Let's get the Carrion Eater down, and then we'll go for the Sycophant.
Devastating blow.
So I'm assuming this next fight is gonna be a boss just based on the fact that it's a double fight there. That's almost always meaning it is going to be a boss. I'm gonna invest in the blood here just cause I'm gonna need it at some point. Hey, Scabby buddy. You gonna pull me? Oh, I was hoping you're gonna pull me. Alright, well. Doggy treat. That's what they're there for, and Hound Harry get you all bleeding. Now, funnier story about that mic arm is I was a dummy while I was putting it together. And I did get it together all right. But then once I realized it needed to be taken apart, I thought a singular part needed to the threads, I think they're called, the parts that the bolts go on, needed to come off. So I tried to take those off with my bare hands. You can imagine how well that went. I shredded my hands today. Oh, that hurt. Hey, I can use the free round thing at least now. Are you gonna pull me now? What's with these resists, man?
A weapon that cuts on its own.
I can do Thirst for Power, hit the chopper, get him bleeding. So he's bleeding for whole one. We're gonna pass on her. I was hoping that the Houndmaster would go first. Can't reposition from there, but we can do this. I was gonna do Gouge, but then I realized that would put the Ripperkin in a bad spot. Oh man, this shuffle does not work well on this group.
How quickly the tide turns.
Alright, so we're gonna rev up for the extra action. Then Rip and Tear. We'll hit the chopper. Chopper now goes down to bleeding.
A hand's breadth from
Bandaging Viville. Crimson Downpour to get the bleeding and up bleeding received. Oh hell. And then blood is fuel onto the scav. And we can get the bleeding received on him. Or no, just a bleed, my bad. We're then going to guard dog onto the Duchess, upping our dodge, guarding her. Okay, that is an empty room up front. That's good. You are bleeding, and I'm stealth, so I do a lot of extra damage right now. 13 to 19, as you see before a crit. What's our debuff right now? Minus 10 dodge. Just in case something happens. 19 damage. Owie.
To a killing blow.
Well, Thirst for Power. There's some bleed. Haha, you hit the Houndmaster.
Brink.
He's now bleeding and at death's door. The entire team's at death's door. Yeah, this is gonna go well.
And despondence set the stage for heroism or cowardice.
Yeah, this is gonna be I need to get out of here situation. Bleeding for 9. McBain tanked that like a boss. One more hit. One more hit. I mean, he bleeds out, so we're fine with that. Ay, ay, ay. So I can at least get those curios. That's a bonus. I'll get rid of one of the firewoods. We're going to use some of the foods just because people are in a bad spot. I can take the scav head. Don't need all these torches.
Find victory.
Take what I can. Get rid of the dog trait because there's no doggy anymore. We'll get rid of that for the gold. And realistically, I don't need the skeleton key. Because what we're going to do is we're going to camp in here. Beast for the stress and the health.
Furtive and vulnerable. Rats in a maze.
Gonna scavenge for the bounty feathers. Encourage for some stress. Prevent nighttime ambush. Self-care for stress.
The way is lit.
Go up for
Clear. We require
some loot here.
to follow it.
I am actually tempted to carry on. But I know that's a horrible idea. Like, absolutely horrible. So, I had my fun. Scav got me good. Let's get out of here while we're alive.
Where there is no peril in the task.
I knew the long was going to be a bad idea. I just didn't know that I was going to get knocked out in the first fight. First few fights.
Women and men, soldiers and
Alright, so they need to go in stress relief.
and corpses. All will find their way to us now.
Yeah, let's get McBain going. If I can click the right frickin' thing. Anyone here? I really don't like slow draw, so that'll be something to get rid of. And then Lilac. I'm gonna get rid of Enlighten so I have a better chance of getting Umbral Pact locked in. And then we're gonna get Deadly locked in. But it doesn't look like we have any diseases or anything like that. I know I need an Estranged. I don't see them. Oh, there they are. But Double Shield Breaker is really fun.
Swaying.
Hellion.
Rises her prey before the final strike.
I know our trappers keep dying, so I'm gonna get Ver there. We'll do this.
Shoot, bandage, and pillage.
Alright.
The dancing step.
Dismas's head is back, and I had lost it, so I'm gonna buy that. Now we have it back. Oh, that's something I can't pass up. Okay. So we're going to be going to the Sodden Crew. I'm not passing up the Inbaki Inro. That is my favorite trinket for the Oni. That means we have to take out the crew. So, who's a good blighting team? I'm just kind of throwing people on right now, but yeah, Mako would probably want to get more stress relief. I kind of want to upgrade this, but I also want to save the busts. There we go. I'll just have to get more. Because the Legion was actually really good with that Venom Axe. I'm not going to lie about that. But I always could do another shield breaker. If I can find a Mani here. I could do something like this. No, I couldn't, because Hush wouldn't work very well then. But he worked really well with that Venom Axe. What would I do with Imani? This would give me a really good chance to start getting her trinkets, though. Think about that. I have a plan. Jean, you can use everything from row 3. Yeah? We're gonna get that Inabaki in row one way or another. Right, that's diseases. I was thinking, never mind. Okay. So, we just need actual trinkets now. Poisoned herb. So, plus blight chance, plus blight amount, minus blight duration. That's fine. Hammer of the First Crusade. There we have your Venom Axe, and you don't really have anything. That's fine. That's fine. And we're gonna throw on... I want Dig's Head for the scouting, I think. It also gives armor piercing, though. So let's do that on Maudit, because he doesn't do much damage anyway. He's just there for the Venom Axe AoE. What is your accuracy with Adder Kiss? 90. Actually, we need to... I keep forgetting about this, but I can level people up here. So I'm going to do Adder Kiss, Pierce, Captivate, and then Serpent Sway for the blocks. You're leveled up. We're going to do Dual Convocation because damage versus Blighted. Amber Nail for the Blight, Armor Piercing Knockback. Calcified Combination is really good, and Crucify might come in handy. Or we can do Indictment that ran for the minus Blight Resistance and the Mark. Yeah, let's do that. And Para actually has... Oh, I didn't mean to upgrade that. That's already upgraded. Okay. And Blacksmith, upgrade everyone's weapons here, and we'll be set. Yeah, everyone has the skills I want, right? Because then we're just blighting the guy down. Amani... so Mauda has the scouting chance. I don't need it anymore. Aggression Tactics might help me get to the boss. That way I'm surprising all the monsters. I'm gonna put this Stone Clam Shell Shield on Jean, I think. That way anything that does hit in row 3 gets that minus accuracy. And we'll put the Dodge Stone on Amani for the even better dodge. So what I'm thinking, or nah, I'll leave Maki's head there. All right, let's go get the crew. I was not thinking this would be a thing. Definitely taking all the food, full stack of shovels, bandages, because they can bleed actually, if I remember right. Medicinal herbs, full stack of holy waters, some torches. There are things in there that can blight us, so we'll be safe for the way there. And I'm gonna save those bounty feathers for
Prying eyes
later.
Become a nuisance along the old road, and so I undertook to receive my most curious deliveries by way of marine shipments. A sheltered jetty was accessible by a narrow stone stair off the back of the manor, and a discreet system of pulleys could hoist even the heaviest prizes up the rock face from a securely tied dinghy below.
Okay.
The poor devils.
A bit of an idea is it.
And drowning.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's the bottom there. Just had to be sure. Alright, overwhelm. Get them blighted. There we go. 1 health left on the Urchin. Unless it gets healed. We're gonna apply grenade the back row. I think that's a stress attack, yeah. And it buffs them at the same time for plus accuracy, which is not great. We're stunned, lower accuracy on Stinger. Gonna add or kiss the Stinger. It's down so it can't bleed or stun us. And we're stunned. Urchin goes down on next turn. I was about to say it doesn't, but yes it does still. 2. Bosun goes down. And now, well, that's a wrap.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope.
Tomahawk for funsies. And just so we don't get hit.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Yay! No damage. No damage is good. I did not bring keys. So if I get a key, I can go back to that secret door. I don't want to take the 50-50 on that trap. That one would have spawned monsters. We can eat. Kind of a little bit of a waste there. A little bit of gold. Torch up. Gonna go the safe way to him. I can fight that on my way back. Just gonna be safe and make sure I get the Cinnabaki Inro that I really want. Ah, hell.
Cruel machinations spring to life with a singular purpose.
At least they're surprised too, so I think we stumbled upon them and they're like, what happened? Why here? Alright, Steep Stinger goes down, Steam Maggot down, that a wrap.
Back to the pit. Ghoulish.
Leaving that, we'll look in Fishy. Nice stuff. And I believe this is the boss already. Everyone except for you is at full health, so let's go in. Oh, I love this. I love the background. It actually looks like a pirate crew. Like Cove. Alright, Overwhelm, let's hit the puller. Well, I want him down, so I didn't get blighted. So we have 110, 130% chance, so that's pretty good chance to blight him if I'm being honest. Or, yeah, let's go for it. And then I can dual convocation him. I'm hoping. Yeah, he goes down. Drink with the dead. And you missed. You didn't throw me the bottle?
This is how a life is taken.
You missed throwing me the bottle? Where'd it go? I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world either. Still gonna blight him. So that does 8. So I only need to do 5. And he's down.
Give them no quarter.
Whack the crew. I don't think he's gonna mutiny on us, but you do you. I resisted the move. Resisted the blight, that's actually not good. This might do the trick though. Okay, so bladed for 3. What can we hit the puller for? You know, this is so... Oh, there we go. That's perfect amount. This is so much easier than Cho's round crew.
A death by inches.
I'm gonna admit that part. Okay, now we can do this. Hit through the protection. He's bladed for 1. Let's just blight the crew. Ah, he resisted. Oh, did he really get that off before we went? Well then, time to do other tactics. Bunk. Blight for 4. He's a lot easier to hit now. And he's down, no more healing for you.
Impressive.
Can we blight with Modit? There we go. I mean, the crew's just eventually gonna fall. I can keep this up. Puller goes down. We can dual convocation on crew.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Yes, pull Gene. I dare you. Now we just go all out on crew. Blighted for 11. It goes down. Tomahawk. Not sure how you miss all of them, but you know, whatever. Treasure. Give. Blade oil for the duelist. I wanted this. So Blade Oil gives plus 10% melee skill damage and plus debuff chance to stun. Doesn't really matter on this estate. Shrunken Head for the Omen Seeker, plus 2 speed, minus 10% damage. That is estate, or quest done rather. Yeah. We're gonna camp. Feast for the stress.
Huddled together. Furtive and vulnerable. Rats in a maze.
Adder Embrace for plus blight chance. Encourage. Encourage. And Amber Ward. Not sure we can do too much more, so we're just gonna rest. No nightmare or anything. We're gonna go to the battle room. Gonna try to make my way up to the Shambler there, and maybe back to the secret door. That's the plan. We'll see what happens. 'Cause if I can get to the secret door with a key, I think there's a few heads I'm missing.
Continually on.
Alright, that's 1 down.
Destroy them.
I'd like that Levy down. But we might have to just go for a Cleric Errant. Oh wait, if I have the Judicator. Because of Hammer of the First Crusade bypass guard melee skills.
Confidence surges as
Levy down.
crumbles.
Then blight you. That is now a 14 blight on him. We will do pierce on the other guy there. He has a 7 blight, and I was hoping to take him down before they got their actions, but at least he did 0 damage. And a dust bunk.
Formation is broken.
And a tomahawk that
Defensive.
unfortunately missed, but blight takes out Errant here. So no matter what we do, we win. Taking what we can.
As victories mount.
I'm going to heal up with this food so we can take the deeds. And in the door. Hey, more you guys. I was wondering if you'd be around, because your friends were just outside. We'll greet you in the same fashion. All of you are blighted, so now our Judicator is going to have some fun. Looks like we need to take out the Deadbolts first because of that mark. If we can. Errants are not gonna let us. So, how does this work? Bypass guard, breaks guard. Target cannot be guarded, but cannot hit the ones I want. So, Amber Nail. And then Adder Kiss. And that's gonna cause a problem for these two, it looks like. Blighting back to. Row 1 goes down. So guarded by rank 4. Now goes down. Overwhelm. Missed both. Rank 2 now goes down. Oh, I guess not. But both can't hit the broadside of a barn, so that helps.
Well struck.
Nail that one. And
A decisive pummeling.
to the axe they go. Take what we can.
These nightmarish creatures.
Gonna save the holy waters just because they're going to be helpful on the boss. I think I have a Heartburst Hood. It's again taking what we can. I really need those. Can get rid of a negative quirk. Bloodthirsty would be amazing. All things considered, so we're gonna do that. Gonna take the 50-50. Love the stress heal there. I love it. I love it. It's like one of the only ways I'm allowed to on this file. Alright. As long as the Judicator doesn't go on 4, we're fine.
A star spawned horror.
I think I can pierce from... I cannot. This is a problem. And I can't use that from that row. This is a problem. Okay. Holy water on you. And then lower its accuracy, please. Row or mount it. Let's do overwhelm. Now it's bladed for 11 between all of that. You just have to move forward by 2. Actually, by 1 for now. And we're gonna holy water, and then we're gonna brand to mark. We're gonna take that time so I can do dual convocation. I should have done the riposte. That's fine though. Okay. So, blighting one of the sycophants. I believe that means it goes away because it ate blight. Pierce. Hit first getting rid of bleed, then hit Shambler. Can't hit the one I want, so get rid of bleed, and then calcified condemnation to get riposte. Bandage, tomahawk, blight for 12.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
And another one goes. Then blight, lower accuracy. Tomahawk. Dual convocation. Doing a lot of damage because it's both blighted and marked. For 35.
No place.
Come on, good trinket. I got my candle back. That's all I care about. I got my candle back.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Go in the door. Thank you. Also, before I forget, just using the bandages for those. And then I'm gonna go around to see if I can't get a key. Because the secret door here could be so helpful if I get a key. That's gonna be the big thing there. I need a key. Oh. Ooh. This is new. Carmine Symbiosis. Carmine Symbiosis. That has a lot of speed and dodge. So we'll see what it does. Oh, I guess we won't if we blade it. Believe Shaman goes on next action, so just Grouper left. Okay. Cool. And I can leave this at any time if things get bad because quest is complete. Also, Shambler. Haven't had very many good Shamblers down. Alright, when did I get rid of my blood?
But a victory nonetheless.
I swear I took the blood already. Maybe that was last dungeon. I didn't remember what that did. Minus damage. Yeah, we're getting rid of that. Key. Did Fishy eat key? Fishy did not eat key, but ate a lot of money. I feel like I can get rid of the anti-venom, but I'm not going to take the onyx. I know I could fight the Crimson Court stuff, but I'm not going to risk it. Overwhelm. Lighting the back rows. Gonna get the Guardian. Blighted for 7 of his 13. Gonna Amber Nail the Slater. Just get through the protection.
How quickly the tide turns.
And while nothing went down, a lot of damage was done. Blading back rows. Six and 9. And then Slater goes down. Yeah, let's get rid of Bosun. Overwhelm these two. Guardian goes down on next. So we can dual convocation, hit Shaman because it goes through the guard. And then, yeah, he goes. Okay. But it's not horrible because we can finish him off now. And then Guardian goes down, like, no matter what. Overwhelm. Venenex, go. Another captain's bottle. Like, I have one of these and it's great.
Precipitates a dizzying fall.
You know, it might be worth taking this and then equipping it, if I remember to, just so I don't get a disease. At least on someone, you know? I feel like we're not going to get that key. Yeah, Sodden Sharpshooter, they're interesting at least. At Overwhelm.
The blood quickens.
Hey, we got the riposte. And Bosun down. And some damage on the Slater. Guard failed. Alright, so 3 damage on that one. We'll blight them again. Now they should both go down, I think. 12 and 13, I stand mistaken. Now you go down. That's 1 away. This one's guarded by the other one, so I do have to be a little careful there.
Perched at the very precipice of oblivion.
Overwhelm. Bypass guard.
Obliterated.
And Slater goes bye-bye. Taking what we can. Full stack of gems there. We are going to heal Amani a bit. I mean, the gem inlaid mallet isn't a bad trinket by any means. It's just unfortunate that it's kind of useless on this estate in general. Alright, survey says bloodsuckers. Blech. Plate back row. Have a good chance with Hera at least. Decent chance on Supplicant, but otherwise not really. Maybe swat the fly. Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting to have happen. At least we dodged. Kind of forget that Legion has all that dodge. It's kind of insane. Because he does have the high health, but that's kind of more or less drawn back by the fact that Devil Axe can take him out. So that's one of the reasons he has high health, but you don't need to use Devil Axe. But then he also has dodge, which is nice. Oh my god, it's adorable. It's so adorable.
Or is it merely a trick of the light?
When was this a thing? +2 speed, +2 crit if has Crimson Curse. On skill use, gain Crimson Curse. And it is a set. So there are 2 of them. These 2 would make great pets. +12 accuracy and 12 dodge if has Crimson Curse. And -75% disease resistance, so you can't resist the fact that you would get the Crimson Curse. We can get rid of the Emerald for that. And then take what we can. I also probably don't need the shovel. Actually, the shovel might be used for... Yeah, we'll just leave the portraits, I suppose. Actually, no, let's get rid of the money for the portraits. I need the heirlooms more than the money right now. And I can always go on a money run. Alright, so... Not gonna have a hunger check at all. Let's eat. Hey, it's the Symbiosis again. Blighting back row. Blighting front row. Adderkiss on Guardian. So 7 blight on him. We are going to dual convocation him. I'm kind of curious at what the Symbiosis is going to do, so I want to let it live. Oh, it has the same stuff as the jellyfish, just, it counts as a bloodsucker. Interesting.
Destroyed.
Taking what we can.
Remind yourself
I want the busts.
confidence is a slow and
Going down.
killer.
Grabbing this. Taking what we can.
It's only the first.
Leaving the rest.
Now it must be carried home.
And in we go. Leaving that. This is why we have the shovels. Taking what we can, leaving that. Hey, collector buddy, how you doing?
And made merciless.
Marking. This is a horrible idea. Overwhelm. Blighting. Blighting, lowering accuracy. 11 blight around. Dual convocation, plus damage versus blighted, plus damage versus marked. 20 damage. Plus the 11 blight, he's down to 45. Adderkiss, 10 damage plus blight. Blighted for 15 around. Pierce. I think he goes down. Collector down.
Is often blind to its own peril.
Bye-bye. See you later.
On to the task's end.
Get rid of the shovels. And survey says I do not get a key.
Waiting to be spent.
And what's in this stash?
A handsome reward
Well,
for a task.
some more busts, which I need, and another jade. Cool. Quest complete. Which got me that Inabaki Inro. I am saying that wrong. Ibaraki? Ibaraki, yeah. Which is the plus crit on riposte, minus riposte damage, but on attack you activate a riposte for 2 rounds. Which is amazing for the Oni. You attack, you get the riposte. That's the whole reason I want it. Then 11,000 in treasure, which almost gets me back what I spent on the group. And roughly 48 crests along some other heirlooms, which is kind of what I needed to upgrade the Hamlet. Paracelsus hit level 3, everyone else hit level 1 or 2. Gothic on Amani. Blade Master on Jean, which is plus 3% damage on melee skills, plus 3 accuracy, plus 3 crit. Maudit got fewer bloodsuckers and irrepressible, which is amazing.
I can still see their angry faces as they stormed the manor. But I was dead.
We have a Forlorn. Gonna hire an extra Oni. Nomad Wagon doesn't have anything good. So Hero Barracks is actually maxed out, so I don't have to worry about that. The guild here, I'm going to upgrade to rank 3. So now I think I can get everyone They're level 2 skills, so like they can get almost up until their veteran stuff there at least. So we're getting places. That's also all the apprentice bosses in the Cove, which is farther than I thought I'd get already, if I'm being totally honest. We do have the Incohate Flesh available as well. There are some very good trinkets laying around. Oh, the Baby Croc is the other one, and that is in Homecoming. So -1 speed, but on skill use, +1 damage, on skill use, shuffle. Huh. I can see how that's useful. And then Silver Chains for the Abomination, so that's another one that's up for debate on if I can use for it. I think I've asked if everyone's alright with me using that, because like the Tin Flute came up as well. I may be going to get... I think I have to go get the Baby Croc. So that's probably what I'm doing next time. I'm not sure the party I'm going to be doing it with. Like, I think I have to do it. So, that's going to be the plan for next time. I'm going to be throwing people in stress relief, the treatment ward, medical ward, all that jazz. And I'll have a team ready for next time. And we'll take it from there. So that'll be it for this time. As always, I wish you all well. I'll see you next time, and please have a good one.